I was the quiet one in Nirvana. I was the drummer. But most of you don't know that I was the 5th drummer of Nirvana. For whatever reason, I got to be the luckiest person in the world and also be in Nirvana. But I have to give credit to all of the other drummers that came before me. Aaron Burkhart, thank you very much. Dale Crover from the Melvins, who is my absolute drumming hero. Chad Channing, who is the drummer of Nirvana. Chad, where are you? I know that you're here somewhere. I think you're here. Isn't Chad here somewhere? Where's Chad? Chad's around here, isn't he? Are you over there, Chad? Hey, Chad. So here's the thing. Guess what Chad's responsible for? If you listen to a song like In Bloom, the that's Chad. When I joined the band, I had the honor of playing Chad's parts. So Chad, thank you very much for allowing me to play your drum parts. I appreciate that very, very much. Dan Peters from Mudhoney, who got to play one show with Nirvana. Thank you, Danny. But there's a lot of people that made this possible. People that you might not know, people that I grew up with in Springfield, Virginia. Like Michael said, really? You could afford the train? We came from this underground punk rock scene where there really were no awards or ceremonies or trophies. It was all about doing it for real, and the reward was doing it right and doing it for real and sharing the community of music, helping other musicians and inspiring people. And so I got really lucky to grow up in the Washington, D.C. punk rock scene where I was inspired by all of these amazing people. Too many to list, but everyone from Chris Page to Ralph to Dave Smith, to Ruben Radding, to Pete Stahl and Franz Stahl and Skeeter Thompson, all the people that I've ever played music with, Barrett Jones, I have to thank all of you because I wouldn't be here. I'm also lucky that when we first started out, we didn't know anything about business. We were in a fucking van, you know, buying corn dogs from t-shirts that we had sold. And we were lucky that we met a manager named John Silva, and we met an accountant named Lee Johnson. And I'm happy to say that I've never, ever strayed from those two people in my life. That's like 25 years. John Cutcliffe and Michael Meisel, and I mean, it's a long list of people that I'm gonna forget most of them, but most of all, I have to thank my family, because I was lucky enough to grow up in a musical family in an environment that encouraged music. Parents that never told me not to listen to fucking Slayer. You know what I mean? I listened to some really, really fucked up shit. But my parents never told me not to because I was finding myself. So Mom, thanks. Thanks for letting me drop out of high school. Kids, stay in school, don't do drugs. It's a bad idea. I have to thank my beautiful wife, Jordan, and my 2 daughters that I hope grow up to inspire people just like every musician I grew up inspired by. Because I think that's the deal, is that you look up to your heroes and you shouldn't be intimidated by them. You should be inspired by them. Don't look at the poster on your wall and think, fuck, I could never do that. Look at the poster on the wall and think, fuck, I'm gonna do that. And then you do this.
Thank you, Michael. for that great induction and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I want to thank all the Nirvana fans Nirvana fans walk up to me every day and say thank you for the music. And when I hear that, and that reminds me of Kurt Cobain, okay? So I want to say thank you, Kurt Cobain, and I wish Kurt was here tonight, okay? And that music means so much to so many people, and there's new generations and new fans coming up, and it's really powerful. And Kurt was an intense artist, and he really connected with a lot of people. And and when Nirvana, we started in Aberdeen, Washington, in Washington State, and we had an infrastructure there to support us. There was a music community. I want to thank Sub Pop Records, the music community in Seattle and Washington State. I want to thank Buzz Osborne. Thank you, Buzz, for turning us on to punk rock music. I want to thank Alan Dreyer. Thank you, Alan, for being there when we really needed you. I want to thank Jack and Dino, who recorded our first record. Steve Albini and Butch Vig for recording us twice. Thank you, Susan Silver, for introducing us to the music industry properly. And thank you all again.
I'm probably gonna cry. I'm already crying because he'd be so proud. He'd say he wasn't, but he would be. I just miss him so much. He was such an angel. Thank you.